Hey y'all, we're back on episode 2 on starting a farm from scratch on the bayou. If you remember in last episode that we just had purchased a farm plot that has grass on it. So we had to come over to the dealership, talk to these salespeople about purchasing some equipment so we could harvest this hay that's on this field. So we came over here, talked to these people. They tried to sell us one of these mowers, but it's kind of small. But they said this is a really good one that they like. I went with a different one. Uh, they said they got it loaded on the trailer for us, so let's go check it out and we'll see all the new stuff that we bought. Now you might be like, hey, Wood, how'd you go from $200,000 to $5,000? Well, Farmer David, wouldn't go down on the price of his field, so we had to pay full price for that. And then we got this windrower right here. And we got it hooked up on our tractor, a 4840. Then we also purchased this flipper, the cutter, and a square baler. Now we went with the square baler so we could pick up the hay bales and load it on trailer by hand without having to use a hay fork. So we're gonna see if we can do that. And then we bought another trailer. This one's a gooseneck flatbed. Make it a little easy for hauling this hay because obviously with that big dump trailer that we got, we can't load hay in it. So we're fixing to back this truck up. Well, first, these salespeople told us that we need to go around the corner and check out this cafe they have in town that's really good, and that dinner is on us, or on them for purchasing all this equipment that we have. So we're going to go over here, check this place out. Oh, look at that. And them people don't know how to drive. One's driving on the opposite side of the road. These people. So here's the cafe. Central Caf. I don't know where we're going to park, though. I'd hate to block the auto repair place, so we might just park in this person's yard. Now, these people said I can get anything I want for lunch, and they'll pay for it. So we're going to go in here and eat. Probably get a triple cheeseburger with some onion rings and a sweet tea. If you know, you know. So we're going to go in here and eat real fast, and we're going to go get this equipment hooked up and taken to our new land. I got finished eating my nice meal over there at Central Cafe. You know, the little triple cheeseburger, onion rings, and sweet tea. If you know, you know. And we pulled our all of our equipment over here to our new field. We got everything unloaded besides the square baler. We won't need it for a minute, so I'm going to leave it on there. We did talk to the sawmill owner over there. As you can see, he's kind of looking at us. Make sure we can park here until we get all this hay cut and loaded up. And he said that was fine as long as no one has to turn their trailer around or something. So we're going to get started on this field. I'm hoping we get a good yield. It says 37% yield bonus. So we'll see. I do have a small mower because we could not afford a big one. I think it does like 3 meters, a little over 3 meters or something. So we'll see. Better than nothing. I know this is going to take a while, but there we go. Look at that. See if that gets it to work. Oh, yeah, look at that. That's nice. 14 miles an hour. Cutting this field. I think we're going to try to get every bit of grass we can because we're kind of broke. $5,000 in the bank. Don't have anything. You know, I don't have any more trees cut. All the trees are already cut down. So we might have to cut some more trees, but right now we're going to get this field done and we'll get back to it. All right, y'all, good news and bad news. Good news is we got the whole field cut. Even some of the edges, we went around on every edge as far as we could. And I think we got a fair amount of hay. Bad news, it's nighttime. It's in the evening, so we're just going to call it quits for this evening. We're going to put our tractor up and drive over to our tent over there on the bayou and get us a good night's rest for some good old hard work tomorrow. We're going to flip this hay, we're going to row it, and then we are going to bale it. We might not sell tomorrow. We will check the prices of hay in the morning and see what it's like. We might have to wait a couple months to get some to sell the hay. I'd hate to sell it early and miss out on thousands of dollars. Even though we need money, we are pretty broke. $5,000 doesn't go too far on farming, so I think that's what we'll do. We could even take the hay cutter and cut the grass on this. The problem is we left a lot of tree branches all over the place. But you can see the field. Let's see if I can jump up here. You can see the field we just cut over there. That's our field, and this is our other field. So we'll get some rest. Hopefully no gator hops in this tent with us because it don't look like we got a door. But we got a roof overhead, so that's all that matters. So we'll get some rest and jump back in it on the morning. Good morning, folks. So we're starting off with bad news this morning. First thing is the bank took loan interest. So we're down to $4,471. They took like $800 out for loan interest since we haven't paid anything on it yet. Second thing is it is raining, which means that hay we won't be able to bale the hay or dry it out because the rain. So that is nice. So we got to figure out what we want to do today. Might be a little lazy day. It does show that it's supposed to stop raining next month. So that's nice. It looks like we might only get one cut out of our hay. That's kind of bad. But what I was thinking is wood chips. We could scrap all these branches laying all over the ground and sell wood chips for some extra money. Let's see how much they go for. Wood chips. In January they hit $973. That is not bad. But how much is a wood chipper? Then we also got to have a trailer. Because I think that trailer is going to be way too big for a wood chipper. We might have to go back to cutting some trees for right now and selling it until it stops raining. That way we can harvest the hay and get it sold. But let's look at hay prices. Hay. In January, it's $111. So wood chips go for a lot more than hay. So that's okay though, because we gotta wait till next month to harvest the hay because it's supposed to rain for a long time, unfortunately. But I think we wait a few days, we harvest this hay, and then we go back to collecting some wood if the hay doesn't provide us with enough money, which the wood does give us a ton of money. A lot of money. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to go back to cutting some trees, wait for this rain to pass, and then bale the hay and probably save it till January so we get every penny we can and then go from there. I got so lucky with this weather. The weather actually cleared up and stopped raining. So it was nothing but clear blue skies right now. So I took that opening and I flipped all the hay. So now everything's ready to be rowed and baled. And for some reason, it says it's 50% fertilized now with a 60% yield bonus, but it still needs lime. So we might have to look into getting some lime. We'll see though. I'm going to go over here and drop this flipper and grab that rower. This guy's looking at me like, when are you going to get your stuff off my property? Oh no. That about went in the creek. Maybe I need to lower it than detach it. It works so much better. That dude is working hard though. Look at this log pile that he has going on. Crazy. Let's see what we can do with this. If y'all have any suggestions for me, just leave them in the comments. Things I could be doing better. But starting from scratch, you only can do so much, you know? I think this will go so much faster with this because the cutter is like the smallest thing we have. And then the flipper is a decent size. And I think this rower is the biggest thing we have. Maybe we can make, 20 grand off this field. Might be nice. Might be a little unrealistic, we'll see. We might get lucky. Looks like I missed a little bit right there. I'm going to try to collect every bit of hay that I possibly can from this field because we need the money. I do not want to have to go back to logging. That takes a while. There is another grass field that we can buy if we get enough money from this. Probably not. We'll probably have to get some logging done in order to buy that. But we have the equipment to do hay. So thinking we buy the other hay field. I'm going to finish this up. Looks like we might get a good bit though. We're doing square bale, so we might get a lot. I'm going to get this, start the square baling, and we'll see how much we get. All right, y'all, I finally made it. Finally did it. I'm working on the last row of hay right here. So far, we've gotten 15 bales from this little field. Quite a bit. Now, is it going to be quite a bit of money? Probably not, unfortunately. I think that's done, so we'll unload the bale. Unload the unfinished bale. I guess it doesn't want to come out. Oh well, that's fine. I was only at 27%. So we'll park the tractor over here. Might have just fell out. No, it's still in there. Kind of looks a little funky. But back the trailer up a little bit. I guess we can just start right here, huh? We got a bunch. Now, I didn't buy any hay forks. Since these are square bales, we should be able to pick them up by hand. Yep. And they're not too big. Yeah, placed it right there. I guess we'll go around this field and collect all the hay bales and see how much we can get for them. All the hay is loaded up, all 16 bales. Now the field still shows needs lime. We might buy some after we sell this. I think we finally decided that we're gonna just go ahead and sell the hay that we have and see how much money we can get for it because we are in need of money. We might not get a whole lot. Let's see. Let's check out these prices again. $100 at the farmer's market right now. And then it goes up to 111 in a few months. I think we'll go ahead and sell it at the farmer's market. $100. Why not? Go ahead and head over here. I guess I should pick my tailgate up, huh? There we go. The farmer's market should just be right around the corner. I have a bad feeling about this, though. Here we go. All right, y'all. We are selling the hay over here at the farmer's market. It looks like we got a little bit over 12 grand for that hay. So that is not too bad. I mean, it's not the best. 12 grand is better than nothing. I'll take it. But it seems like it's going to take a lot of hay just to make the ends meet. So I don't know if that's going to be substantial for us or not. We'll keep trying, though. It's a little bit of money. We were looking at wood chippers. That way we could chip some of the wood that's laying on the ground for some extra profit. Kind of looks like that's going to be a big investment. There's not one that's cheap or affordable. So we're going to have to take a look at that again. I think the cheapest one was like around 20 grand and 17,000. We can't do that. So I think we're going to have to go back to selling wood until our field is ready to harvest again. And then we can harvest it and sell wood until we make enough money to buy another field. Probably going to be field 14 because I think that's the cheapest. We'll just have to drive kind of far because I really would like this, but $1.3 million, we can't afford that right now. And I don't even think I can get a loan for that amount. We might have to consider selling off the hay equipment, cultivate this, and plant something else besides hay. I'm thinking sugarcane. That would be really hard to get into right now. Soybeans not too bad, $1,000. Barley's okay. What about corn? Corn is not that great. Wheat, we could do wheat and then harvest some straw bales too. We'll see. We're just gonna get back to our logging grind and then do this again. So we'll get to it.